Okay, this is Shunt Review and I'm back, and this is just part 2 to my gear review video of what I took on my latest backpacking trip on the AT. Basically, I covered everything that was on the outside of the pack, and now I'm going to show you what's on the inside of the pack. So I know this isn't smart. I just always, if it rained or I knew it was going to rain, I'd go ahead and put it in my pack liner. But this is just my down jacket. I've got a lot of different down jackets, but I decided I wanted to take my Go Light one. This is the Go Light Selkirk. This is a size large. I want to say it's 6.1 ounces or something like that. Even with weather temperatures dropping in the 30s, between this and my base layer, I was perfectly warm. I never had an issue. And, you know, worst case scenario, if I needed a little bit of extra warmth, I could have always put my rain jacket on top. But that worked perfect. It's a great piece. If you don't have one, I would highly recommend it, especially for the price. When you compare it to some of the other ones that I have, like my Montbell, my Patagonias, you know, you can't beat the price for the weight on this. Like I said, it's 6.1 ounces, it's 800 fill. I'll do a review on that some other time along with some of my other down jackets. Matter of fact, if you're interested, let me know, because what I'll do is I'll do a comparison in weight. I've got about probably 8 different down jackets that are ultralight. So if you're interested, let me know, and I'll do some reviews on those, some comparisons, show their packability and that type of thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you just what the inside looks like. There's not really much else in here. It's a little hard to get in. So what I have, this is a polycro bag. I want to say I got it from Trail Designs, but that's what I use as my pack liner. I want to say it's about 1.8 ounces. Because this is a frameless pack, you know I could probably stuff it without it, but I do like a little comfort. This is just a section of the Gossamer Gear Nightlight torso pad, and I just cut it down. I think it's 1.8 ounces, so that way I could have some structure. And when it was facing on the outside, this part right here would be against my back. The other thing is that I use this to also supplement with my sleeping pad. Then here is my sleeping pad. It's a Thermarest Pro Light. This is the extra small. I want to say that the extra small is 7.5 ounces, somewhere around there, 7.8 ounces. This was the first time I used this, and I can say it's very comfortable. I love the pad. My only regret is that I wish I had gotten the small instead of the extra small. I'm 6'1", and I just wish it was just a little bit longer. So even though I did this, I would put this down here, just to, you know, or under here, just to kind of give a little more length to it. If this was a size small, I would have been extremely happy. There were some times when I got some cold spots on my lower areas, and I think that this would have, like I said, if it had been an extra small, would have been better. So I'll probably end up giving this to my daughter and just buying a small. So, but outside of that, it's an awesome pad. The whole time I was wishing I brought my Neo Air X Light, or Neo Air, yeah, X Light, but all in all, it worked. It's my Black Rock down hat. Love it. If you don't have one, get one. I highly recommend it. I think that weighs like 0.8 ounces, something like that. This is my food bag, or what's left of my food bag. I normally on average carried about 8.5 pounds. This is a Z-Packs Cuban Fiber food bag, just with a carabiner in case you need to hang it, bear hang it. And kind of show you what's left in here. This is a Nylo Barrier bag. It's supposed to make your food odor-proof. I've been using them for years, and I've never had an animal come after my food bag, but I also know that part of that has to do with just proper storage and just making sure that you're putting your food in the appropriate places. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time trying to get this thing out, but, well, let me see if I can. Okay, I'm not gonna open this. This is a little twist tie just to seal it off. But this is my cook kit. I did a review on it. Worked perfectly. Again, thanks Chad for the recommendation on the pot. I was completely happy with it. Extra Ziploc bag, some extra food, a little pack towel, and I also have my toothbrush. I don't know if you can see it. There's my toothbrush cut down. Some, I forget what this is called, camp soap sheets. And then I also have some tooth tablets. I carry tooth tablets instead of actually carrying toothpaste. That way I can save some water weight. But so that was what was in my food bag. As far as clothes, I know this is probably overkill to put it in a, but I did it anyway, and the reason why is because I don't use a pack cover. It probably would save weight if I actually used a pack cover, but I like using dry bags just because of the fact that with my clothes, I don't like to take chances. I've had situations where my clothes have actually gotten really wet, and it's not a good thing when it's freezing cold. So let me just kind of show you. This is mainly the stuff that I would wear at night. This is a Patagonia Capling 4. This was my night shirt. So before I would go to bed, a size large. Before I go to bed every single night, you know, this is what I would wear. That way I'd have some clean clothes to wear. Patagonia Capling 4 bottoms. Same deal as the shirt. Just wanted something warm to wear at night, something clean. You know, this is what I consider to be one of my luxury items. Some people would say, you know, why are you carrying a third pair of socks? I carry 3 pair of socks. One is because I normally use ankle socks when I'm backpacking, but I like crew socks when I'm sleeping at night. So these are just a pair of Darn Tough Vermont. These are the crew. I want to say they're the large. And, you know, they're going to be warmer than ankle socks because they come up higher. Plus, to me, I like sleeping in a nice pair of socks every night before I go to bed. So that's why I carry those. And that's pretty much it as far as clothing. Most of my clothing is concerned. I just have what I wore backpacking, and then, you know, my night clothes. This is my Bora Bibby. It weighs 4.8 ounces, maybe 4.2 ounces. It's got a Cuban Fiber bathtub floor. The top, I want to say, is either made out of M30 or M50. The reason why I decided to take this versus going with the pyramid netting for my hexamid was for 2 reasons. One is because of the fact that I knew I was going to be in colder temperature and it would add a little extra warmth to my bag. The other piece is because I also knew I was going to stay in shelters, and, you know, it was just a way of having some extra bug protection. I mean, it probably wasn't really even necessary, but, you know, I did end up using it when I stayed in the shelter. So, and, you know, there's actually a third reason. I knew that there was going to be some rain, but also because we were above tree line, a lot of issues with condensation, and I was afraid of my quilt being exposed to condensation because of the fact that I had it was a, you know, it's a single wall. It's not a double wall, so that's the reason why I went with this, just to have a little extra padding on my, or protection for my quilt. Here's another bag. This is what I would consider, you know, I carried it here in this bag. That way if I needed to get to it really quickly. This was just kind of a couple of extra things. Cuban Fiber bag that I don't know why I carried it. Stuff sack. This is just a buff. I'm not going to go into specifics about it, but, you know, at night I could use it as a balaclava. I could use it as a hat during the daytime. That way I didn't have to worry about getting my down hat wet or sweaty. So everybody that has ever used a buff, you know that there's probably, I think there's like 15 or 16 different uses for it. So I consider that an essential piece, and I love it. Just some outdoor research gloves. I have a tendency to get cold easy, so I carry some outdoor research gloves. I want to say these are like 1.2, maybe 1.5 ounces. And extra pair of hiking socks. Normally what I would do is if one pair were wet, I would switch them out and let them dry on the side of my pack the next day and just wear the other pair. These are actually my favorite pair, or my favorite kind. I have a pair on right now. I don't know how I got a bunch of dirt in here. But these are an NG 5-finger toe socks. I love these. They've actually become my favorite for backpacking. I'll probably do a review on those sometime in the near future. But just like I said, another pair of socks, and that was in a Cuban Fiber dry bag. Here's another Cuban Fiber dry bag. This is a Z-Packs pillow dry bag. I've already done a review on it, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I like things that serve multiple purposes. This is also what I kept my quilt in. This is a Hammock Gear Burrow 40, but when I had Adam and Stormcrow make it, I actually had them add, I want to say 3 extra ounces of down. So by them adding the 3 extra ounces of down, it actually made it so I think the rating is closer to like a 30-degree rating. So I've got several different quilts and sleeping bags and stuff like that, so I'll do some reviews on those in the near future. If you're interested, let me know. But like I said, this probably had close to about a 32-degree rating, and then using the Bibby with it added some extra warmth. Temperatures dropped into, I'd say, somewhere around maybe 30, 32, somewhere around there. And using this, my Bora Bibby, and wearing my Patagonia Capling 4, I was warm. I didn't have any issues with being too cold. And last thing is, this was my Diddy bag, another thing that I picked up from